Hey there, Stampers. Welcome to this week's Friday Live. Happy Friday. We've got some beautiful weather here today. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted here. I'm just pulling up my iPad so that I can see your comments. Be sure to say hi when you join in, whether you're watching live or the replay, so that I know who's here. Why is this not coming up for me here? There we go. Okay. All right, so we are a bit crooked here. Let's fix that. Good morning, Mary Liz. Good morning, Shirley. Happy Friday to you guys. All right, we got a little bit of glare going on there. Okay, so today we are going to play with the Well Dressed stamp set. So this is a stamp set that is going to be available beginning on Tuesday for free with a $60 purchase. And I'm combining it with the Itty Bitty Birthdays. Now, if you are part of my VIP group, you saw a couple cards that I made using this combo on Tuesday evening. And we're going to create another one today, and it's a bit of a fun fold. It's a simple fun fold card. So we're gonna do that today. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, good morning, Barb. So we are going to use a piece of Blueberry Bushel cardstock. And I decided on Blueberry Bushel. Good morning, Barb. Good morning, Christine. Because I was looking at my cardstock and I have a lot of Blueberry Bushel. It's not a color I use very often. And it is one that will be retiring come May. So it's available while supplies last or until the new catalog goes live, I guess in June. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Amy. So I thought, you know what, I better start using some of this before it retires. It is a very pretty blue. So this is a little bit of a different sized card. It still folds to be a regular size card. It is 5.5 inches by 7.5 inches, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Okay, and then we're just gonna fold it along the score lines, nice and crisp. And then I've got a piece of Whisper White that measures 4 by 5 1/4. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow too, Amy. And then a piece of Garden Green that measures 4 1/4 by 2 1/2, and then it's scored at 1/2 inch. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of it's like a little flap. So we are going to attach this to the back of the white piece. So I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive. And attach that. And you can go in the middle, you can go down below, you can go up top, you can put it wherever you want. I'm going a little bit closer to the bottom. And then I'm going to add adhesive behind this white piece, and it's going to go on the inside of my card. Oh, it looks like I've used a scrap of white here. Does anybody else do that? If you print something on white cardstock and then don't end up using it, it goes in your bin so that you can use the other side. I tried it and never waste anything. Okay, so this is our card base, and then it's going to close like that. So this is going to be a little flap. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to do something already. Well, it should still work. Okay, so I wanted to add a little bit of texture without adding a layer to this. So what I'm going to do is pull in my Big Shot. Kristen, you use every piece? Yes. Yeah. You want to get the most use out of it, right? And it's perfectly good. I mean, if I had printed something and it was like a dark, solid color, then maybe I wouldn't add it to my scrap bin. But that was just a fine printing. I guess I should move this. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm using the subtle embossing folder, and I only want to emboss the cover. So I'm lining it up with the bottom of my embossing folder, and then I'm going to carefully close it, hopefully not move. my cardstock. And then, so this is one of the dynamic embossing folders, which is the older style. So it's a little bit thicker than the new style. If you have a newer version of the subtle embossing folder, it's called a 3D embossing folder. And those are the folders where you use the blue mat on the top. But this is an older version, the dynamic version. So I just use a regular clear mat on the top. Okay, so let's get this out of the way. And then now you can see that I've got that nice texture on the front of that, and I didn't need to add an extra layer to it. Okay, so now we are going to start embellishing. So I've got a piece of the Country Club DSP. Again, this was something that I used on Tuesday on my VIP page. This piece measures, I don't know, maybe 2 1/4 by 3. Let me grab my ruler so I can tell you in case you want to replicate this card. 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. And that is just gonna go on here. Now, I know that the color, the blue that's in this is actually Night of Navy, but it works with Blueberry Bushel. I think it works quite nicely actually. So I'm just gonna center that in there so I've got an even border on all 3 sides. And then we're gonna do some stamping. So I'm gonna set that aside. I've got a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to use the umbrella image from the Well Dressed stamp set and Blueberry Bushel ink. And I'm just going to ink that up. And then stamp it down once, lift it up and stamp it down again. So I have 2 different shades of blue. And then I'm gonna pull in some garden green. And on this end, I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday. Stocking up on those masculine birthday cards. This is a great set for that. And just gonna stamp that down at the end. Perfect. Oh, let's do one more thing while I've got the green ink out. And then on the inside of the card, I'm going to stamp Let's Celebrate You. And I'm gonna do it a little bit closer to the left because I don't wanna be able to see the greening peeking out when my card is closed. There we go. Okay, and I just realized I forgot something. I need to grab my mini paper cutter because I want to trim this off so it's a little bit thin. I will be right back. And I'll answer your question when I come back. Give me just a sec. Okay. All right, so the greetings are from the stamp set called Itty Bitty Birthdays. This is a great set. I think these 2 stamp sets combined make a great combination. They just work perfectly because any of these greetings you can use with any of these images. I mean, this stamp set is pretty versatile. If you make birthday cards, I think this is one that should be in your stash just because it's so versatile. Hello, Beth from Ohio. Welcome. So I am using my mini paper cutter that you can get for free when you purchase the starter kit until the end of March. And it's a cute little, it's 6 inches this way and just over 4 inches this way. So it's a cute little paper cutter for card makers. And it's perfect for just these little trims that you need to do. And then these, there's no dies that go with these, so they do need to be fussy cut. But I've gone ahead and done that so that you don't need to watch me do that on camera. And then I've got a piece of vellum, and I'm going to use my 2-inch circle punch and just punch a circle, because I felt like this was a bit big to have just these on here, so I almost wanted to have like a placeholder where my focal point was going to be, because it's not going to take up the whole space here. So I am going to use just a little bit of fast fuse on the back of my vellum. I prefer a tape runner when I use vellum or over multi-purpose glue. So I'm just centering this in between this bit and the end of this bit. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of adhesive behind the lighter umbrella, and this is going to go about there. And then I'm going to use a couple mini glue dots on the back of this guy. And this is going to go over top like that. This I'm going to angle cut and trim this just a little bit. And then I'll put a little bit of adhesive on this one side and a mini glue dot on this side, because it's going to hang over the edge. So I'm going to layer it on top of the umbrellas, and the umbrellas are raised, so I don't need a double dimensional on there. And I'll put it right about here, I think. And then I felt like it needed something else. So I pulled out my blueberry bushel, 1/8 inch grosgrain ribbon, and grab my scissors here. Just gonna trim a piece of this, and I'll use a mini glue dot to stick this on. So I'm just gonna fold it over like that. Grab a mini glue dot. And then this is going to go right on here. And then when I do this, I really like to add a bow on top. So I didn't want to add white because I felt like that was enough white. So what I did was I took, this is garden green twine from the Country Club twine combo. So you get 4 different colors. You get black, garden green, poppy parade, and night of navy, I believe is the other color. So what I did was I cut a length, probably about 8 inches, and then I peeled just a couple fibers because it is, so I'm peeling, let's see here, 2 or 3. I'm just pulling 2 or 3 fibers apart because this is a bit thicker than our regular baker's twine. And I just felt it added too much bulk if I left it whole, but I really wanted that green color on there. Amy says she didn't want this set, but after seeing me use it a couple times, she's changing her mind. Okay, so now I'm just gonna tie a bow. I'll tweak it a little bit so it's the size that I'm looking for. And then I'll trim the ends. And then use another mini glue dot. And the easiest way to use mini glue dots is just to stick what it is that you want to stick to your card to the mini glue dot, and then pick it up with your paper piercer or tweezers or something along those lines. And there we go. We are done. Just gonna tweak the end of this a little bit. And there's a cute little card. I guess it's not cute. Let's say it's a handsome card. And it's so simple. I actually have ideas to make a couple different versions of this card. One will be for my thank you cards next month, and another version is going to be for congrats cards for my team for February. So I'm gonna make 2 more versions, and I'll share those once they're done. so that you guys can see a couple different alternatives on how you can use this fold. But it is such a simple fold, and yet it'll still fit into a regular envelope. I'm not decorating an envelope today because I'm running low on my white envelopes. Normally I make an envelope every time, I decorate an envelope every time I make a card, but I have 2 classes next week and a bunch of cards that I need to make up. So I need to conserve my white envelopes. So this one will have to be envelope-less for a little while until I get some more in. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will have a full supply list posted in the comments or in the description above if you're watching on Facebook, and if you're watching the replay on YouTube, the supply list will be in the description below. All right, and if you haven't already, be sure to turn on your notifications. I'm getting distracted by the comments here. Be sure to turn on your notifications so you know when I go live. Over the next couple weeks, they may be a bit different. Next week, I think I'll still be able to do a Friday live, but the week after, it will be either a Wednesday or Thursday that I do my Friday live. And then, of course, on my VIP page, it's almost always on Tuesday evenings at 8. So if you're not a member of my VIP page, be sure to request membership. And that's it. Have a fabulous weekend. Thanks so much for watching, and take care. Bye, guys.